should be a lot easier from this morning. And believe me when I say, I'm filled with joy. There's nothing wrong with crying, but I'm not a crier. I have to start with my wife. I didn't get her anything for Valentine's. She's wow, guys, I'm sorry. I feel weird holding this mic. But my wife has always believed in me. And we have come a long way together. A long way. To be able to share our faith. To not be ashamed of who He is and what He's done. I'm a runner. I've run my whole life. I like to bash churches. I'm not going down that road. That's not my message. But Wednesday night, I guess my wife, she's got this. I'm not this person at all. But we're going to try it because I can't talk. I'm just standing here and we need to get going. She wanted to name this. Jerry. First time I met Jerry, what'd we do, Jerry? Who'd we talk about? First time I met Jerry, it was easy. So easy. I can be out there and do this way easier than this. Church. Oh, that's not my message. That's not my message, Jerry. Scoundrel, you scoundrel. We named this. We named this what I'm doing right now, and it's called a Wednesday Bomb. Jonathan dropped a bomb on me Wednesday back there. I'll never forget it, right back there in that spot. I'm not ever going to forget it because I'm the type, I like bombs. I like when someone says, oh, get ready, this is coming. I'm like, okay, give it to me. He gave it to me. And it was to serve this church tonight. And I was not ready for that. There was a spot needed filled. I'm not a preacher. I've not read this Bible. I've not read this Bible. And to stand in a pulpit, to me, is very serious. You don't just come up here and you stand in a pulpit and you open this up. And we see it more and more. It's crazy how easy we can just come up here and open this up. But Jonathan dropped a bomb on me. And he goes, I'm fixing to drop a bomb. Are you ready? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And when he asked me to do this, it literally was like a bomb went off. I'm not joking. The place had people running everywhere, and it got real slow and real quiet. I couldn't hear nothing. And I look at him, and I get heavy, and I look down, and little Tegan is standing right in front of me, right here. And he looks up at me, and he looks at my face, and he says, do it, Joe. I'll help you. I'll help you, Joe. Do it. And I couldn't talk. I looked at Jonathan. I just shook my head. I don't know what to do. He said, Joe, you don't have to preach a sermon. just just talk. He said, how about we pray about it and then you get back with me? I said, I couldn't talk. I just was like, for sure, for sure. And so that was Wednesday. The Sunday before, he preached about not being a bench warmer. And he knows what he's doing. Jonathan knows what he's doing. And so I leave Wednesday night. I tell Heather in the car, I've had this feeling one other time where it's like a whole bunch of weight on your chest, I guess, what do you call it? Anxiety. And it was when my stepfather, this is Bible. It's weird because this was one that stayed in the farm trucks. A lot of you've heard me talk about it. It's got so much stuff in it, written and drawn line, because he was a preacher. And so I had the feeling when the day he died, I had this feeling same feeling on the way home from church Wednesday night, heavy. And so I start praying. I get home. Tell Heather about it. And she needs more prayer than I do, because that's why I have this. She's the first thing she has to know what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do. She has to know, because I will do. I can be salty. And so we discuss it. Monday morning, I get up Monday morning, and the first thing I see is a TikTok. And it says, Sundays. Yeah, I'm sorry. The bomb happened on Wednesday. I'm sorry. Thank you, Coach. And it was, he saved us to serve, not to ride the bench. That was after the sermon. I don't know, but I had to hear it. I heard it. She comes home, and with a lot of stuff going on at school, and they have a meeting, and she doesn't want to go. I start talking about Jonathan's sermon on Sunday, and then I tell her what happened that morning. When she gets up, I'm like, you ain't gonna believe what I just watched about the bench. So I'm just hounding her. You just got to go to the meeting. So she goes. While she's there, it opened her eyes to some stuff, and I can't remember exactly. And then Wednesday bomb hits. It says here. I don't know where I'm at, Heather. And I didn't sleep at all, praying. And Heather goes to the well on Thursday. And she texts me from the well, which was here. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say that, I guess. And she texts me saying the speaker, you're not going to believe what she's talking about. First thing she says is worship is not the posture of your body, but the posture of your heart. Then talks about how you cannot serve sitting on the bench. So it's like, golly, wake up. You've heard the guy that's on top of the roof of a house and it's flooding all around him, and I think Jonathan has used it before, and they come up to him in a boat and they say, get in. No, God will save me, I'm praying. And then the helicopter and something else, and well, God sent all those things and he wouldn't get in the boat, and I feel like I'm that guy. Starting to feel that way. And so Thursday night, we're getting ready to go to bed, and the last thing she says to me before we go to sleep is, you've never set the bench, why start now? So I have a dream at 4 o'clock that next morning, and it's an old coach. And I'm sharing Christ with him. I'm talking to him about how I have found Christ. And then I wake up and I tell her Friday morning the discussion about I'm making the decision. There's no way I can't. I'm going to text Jonathan right now and tell him I'm doing it. So I'm standing up here right now trying to get through this. I feel like I'm just really chopping all this up. Feels awful, but I am joyful that I get to do this. And I struggled because the joy part, how is it, somebody, how is it when I was in Little League, the joy I had to play baseball, I could not wait. I couldn't wait to get in the game. I couldn't wait for practice. Basketball, I couldn't wait. As I grew up, I idolized hunting. I couldn't wait to go out west, hunt. Never thought of anything. Every day was focused on that. That was my idol. Those things were my idol. And I thought, why am I not that hungry to do this? Why can I not get up and can't wait to stand in front of somebody and talk about him? And it bothered me. Where's my joy? I should have joy in this. So I prayed about it. And sometime during the day, I'm walking through the house, and it just come to me. It doesn't matter what I get up here and look like or say. I'm slowly being conformed to the image of Christ. And this is an opportunity for me to grow closer to him. And that's all that matters. And if I can stay with that mindset, when it dawned on me that that's my opportunity to reflect him and show him and not me in a moment that I can be closer to him, I got joy. I found joy when it dawned on me. That's what. And I've had joy this entire time until I come up here and hand me this. And then I'm freaked out. And I don't want to come up here and not share something in the Bible. Nathan Hull. Who do we like, Nathan? Paul. He was Saul, a master of persecuting Christians. That was his job, Saul. And people prayed. You know the Christians prayed, Lord, do something to Saul. They prayed for it. Get rid of Saul. Do something to Saul. Anybody would. He's chasing them down and killing them, and he was a pro at it. Lord, please take care of Paul. And not only did he take care of Saul, he done it in a way that we can't imagine. He made him Paul. When we're all praying to get rid of it, the Lord made it even better than we can imagine. He turned Saul into Paul and gave us a whole bunch of this Bible. And prayer works that way. If you just use prayer and how powerful prayer is, it should scare you. It really should scare you. Because when you start praying and you start being a part of Christ and Him in you, He lives in you. This is a temple. Your body is a temple for Him to be in. And you need to remember that. Everywhere you go is a place He lives. If you stay connected with Him through prayer every single day, you can grow stronger, and you'll find yourself doing things that you thought was fake. I would sit in a pew and I would see someone come up here and do this, and I just would sit there in the pew before I found Christ, and I looked at that and I would try to tear it apart. I would sit there and tear it apart the entire time. I didn't think it was real at all. You see deacons, you see church people, you see 200 plus people in these churches, and when you get out there, you don't see the church. 40 years of my life, I looked for real. And I didn't believe in it. I believed in God, but I see the church isn't out there. And if I could see it out there, and then when I did see it, it didn't match, it didn't line up with what I see in here. And so I held on to those things. And it weighed me down. And then one day I said, fine, let's go see if this is real. That's how I approached it. And it has blown my mind every step of the way. I can't describe it. And then I become this person that people think I should be up here preaching. And all I'm doing is what we should all be doing. And I stick out. I stick so far out when I go to a flagpole at school and pray. They ask me to do that. Okay, well, is he a preacher? We have a walk around the school every year, praying over the school and administration. Well, is he a preacher? You slowly start seeing, where's that at? How can someone bring a book? How can someone bring a book into a room that has stuff in it that no one would agree with and be comfortable doing that? It's because they never see the church full of 200 plus people out there. If this church has 200 plus people and that church up the road has 200 plus people, we should be running into it. You should, when you go to a ball game and the parent down 3 rows down from you is using language that should be inappropriate, he should think twice before using that. He should have ran into somebody through the week that had, you don't have to have a sermon. When we lose a loved one, when you lose a loved one, there's comfort in knowing that you have 200 plus people at this church. You have 200 plus people at that church. You have 200 plus people at that church. One day out of the week, my son, who's not with us no more, if that was the case, he's not, I have my son, but that happens. That he ran into 2 or 3 people that week that talked about him. There's comfort in knowing, well, at least my son might have had that on his brain the day that happened, an accident. That's comforting as a parent. Would be for me. Because God's grace is that good. God's grace is so wonderful that that kid that doesn't know Christ could bump into enough church people through the week or at school that when he turns his truck over in a mud hole out here and he's dying, God's grace covers it if he can be thinking of Christ in that moment. And it's our job to go outside these walls and constantly be professing Christ so that these people that are lost have a life preserved to grab a hold of. That's it. I can count on one hand. Up to the age I was 40, I got saved at 40. This is my 11th year. It's taken me 11 years to be brave enough. 11 years to be brave enough to do this. To stand in a church and say, where are you? This ain't the message, this group. The message that I really wanted to do this to was this morning. It's a lot harder to talk to churches. So many times, in the Bible, it's Lord, Lord, have I not cast out demons? Who says Lord, Lord? Who does that? Not out there. Those people out there don't say Lord, Lord. It's these people in here. Depart from me, for I never knew you. A lot of times it ain't whether you know him, it's whether he knows you. That's hard. First time you're told, hey, you're not good. What do you mean I'm not good? I do a lot of good. No one's good. Bible says it. Rich young ruler runs to Christ. When you run to Christ and you get down and call him Lord, and yet you're told you got to get rid of everything and you leave. He was calling him Lord, but yet when he was told to get rid of all his riches, he turned around sorrowful. And I talk like this because now I have eyes and ears. And when I'm out there in the real world and I walk into a parts store and they're dropping F-bombs in the parts store, I don't go, my heart instantly goes to, they need Christ. That's the first thing that pops in my head. I used to not be that way at all. Didn't care. I was part of it with the language. And how I know that I'm saved, if you're ever wondering, and you want to know that you're saved, I used to run to sin. Now I run from it. I don't like it. As soon as I do it, I know it. As soon as I do it, I know it. This is hard for you to believe me when I say I have joy when I talk like this. It's extremely hard. But when they stoned Stephen, I don't know how many verses are in the Bible that says Jesus is sitting at the right-hand throne of God, except for one place. When they're stoning Stephen, his face shines like an angel. The glory of God is seen on his face. And he sees Christ stand. Christ is sitting at the right hand of the throne of God. And when Stephen gets stoned, Christ stands. I'm telling you guys, that's joy. That's joy that we cannot describe and understand. He had joy in the middle of persecution. Stephen did. What it might look like to us, as I'm standing up here right now trembling, and the way I'm sounding all heavy and worried about church, I have a joy that I didn't know was real and I didn't know existed. I thought it was baloney. And I'm just thankful. St. Joe, Miss Linda, courage. Nathan Newell, Paul. I said that earlier, didn't I? Nathan Hull. This stuff will mess you up. You can't do this and just, I don't, Jonathan, how blessed is this church, guys? Today we got to see a young man say in front of all those people, I do. And that young man who lost his dad, all I could think of, if I get to talk to him, I haven't talked to him. I lost my dad when I was 10. And the one thing I've never forgot as long as I live, he was 70, is I watched him get baptized. And I thought, that must mean something for my dad to do that. I've never forgot it. And this young man up here today, his dad got to see him be baptized. There's joy. There is joy. Joy, unspeakable joy. If you're willing to let him in, follow him every day, make him your idol. And it's better than you think. It's always better than you think. And in this flesh we live in tries to make us believe it's me, I. And if you can get rid of that, ask him to open your eyes to those things. The joy is the part you will be completely blown away with. And I can't, did you do this? How long have I been rattling? And I really honestly don't want to do this again. Now, Linda, you and Jerry. And I'm learning. I've learned. I'm doing things. I go out on the limb. It feels like, and I'll find out I'm not going out on a limb at all. He's got me. Every step of the way. Always has. There's a poem I see in churches, and you guys know it. The sand, footprints in the sand. I don't like it. It's a good poem. Great job. But he's got you the entire time. And I just, I think I'm going to pass out. I'm weak. So I don't know how to end this stuff. I don't know how to just do I just drop mic it or what. I'm going to close in prayer, and I love you guys, and I hope I didn't come across as some weirdo. But if it makes you think of him, that makes me happy. Not me, not Joe White. I am not a fan of Joe White, and you don't need to be either. But if you see him in me, that's the key. And we should all leave out of here this week and be seen, him seen in you. And there was something I wrote down about that. I guess it's too late now. But, okay, I'm going to close in prayer. Heavenly Father, you, in so many ways, are so great, so kind, so patient, so good. Your perfect love, you're perfect in every single aspect. And we just ask, Lord, that we're used and that we come running with joy to be used and to be able to shine in a way that everyone doesn't see anything but you and your glory and grows your kingdom. And just be with us as we leave here tonight and throughout the week, Lord. May we just start on Monday thinking of you and working on how we can grow your kingdom. In Jesus' beautiful holy name, amen.